I know y'all wondering, like, why the fuck is he holding a beeper in his hand? I had to just make the microphone look better, man. Speaking of beepers, who was outside for this era? When you would take your black beeper and get the case changed to a colored case. And if you was on some super fly shit, you would change your clip to a different color. That's different than your case. So when I was doing the beeper t-shirt, I had got a bunch of these shits from, ironically, the first store I got my first beeper from. I called him and he was like, yo, I still got some shits left over. Come through, just give me $10 a beeper. So I got a couple of these shits just to have. Like I said before, man, the beeper helped make me into a lot of things, man. The beeper was the reason I was able to get a lot of things too. But that's another story for another time. Yo, June 8th, make sure y'all get to home game New York. Last time to be able to get the Homestead Grays hat, man. The pop up, June 8th, from 2 to 8 p.m. You know what I mean? Splurge will be out there celebrating his birthday with the other two hats as well. And it's a sportswear meetup. Yo, it's scarce though. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. It's not a lot left. You know what I mean? Pardon if you missed out on the website and all that, but it's not a lot of these left. So if I was you, I would get there early so you'll be able to get one. Also, shout out to everybody that bought this. Yo, it's a overwhelming amount of orders. Everybody's order will be shipped the week of the 13th. It's not far. That's next week. But yo, since we talking sportswear, let's talk about the run that sportswear had. What had a longer run than sportswear? Let's think about that for a second, right? So when we talking sportswear runs, you know the satin was the foundation that set it off in the 80s. And then as time progressed, we got the Parker, the zip up. That's the one I had. A lot of people was getting robbed and shot for them shits in other places. Um, y'all might know that one from on the ABC at the playground album cover. They had them shits on. Then we went to the pullover starter era. You know what I mean? And then from there, it was always hats. We went into shit like this, the college sweatshirt era in the early 90s, and then it evolved into jerseys. A lot of videos had jerseys, from hockey jerseys, Craig Mack, fucking Black Moon, Snoop. Massive videos in the 90s had hockey jerseys. Champion had the license to basketball, so they had the basketball jerseys early, like the Shaq jersey, the Weber jersey. And then we could just kick it up a notch and we go right into the throwback era. Mitchell and Ness created a whole different monster with the sportswear shit, the pinwheel hats, fitted hat, crazy. Yo, I hated them oversized hats. That's one thing I never indulged in. I never had an oversized fitted. That shit looked crazy. Yo, if you had a baggy fitted, you was bugging. But yeah, from there, it's different levels. You got Don C, what he did with the snake skin on the hats. You got T Mark adding the fucking record label logos and just other logos to his hats. You know what I mean? Innovative pioneer shit. So I just ran down different fucking things that took place within sportswear in a 40-year span, and it's still on the run. So, make sure y'all pull up the home game New York. I was going to get disrespectful June 8th and back these out. 32 years old, 1992. When the last time you seen this? Hang tag, dead stock shit. Cardinal 7 shorts. Well, that's what they go with. It was for the line for the sevens. I was gonna pop the tag off them, but I don't know, man. Make sure y'all show up and show out, man. When it come to that sportswear, you know, some people is like, yo, only officials and throwbacks, but it's like, yo, you can't say that. You don't know what era people come from with the sportswear shit. Like early on, it was the champion shit. Like I said, like the fucking Pacers jersey Hove had on, and the I can't get with that video. Like, yo, that's just the route. Nas One Love video, Shaq jersey. That's all champion work. Like it all depends what era you come from. But yeah, man, make sure y'all pull up, have a good time. Yo, these outside meetups are important, man. And the reason why I say it's important, it kind of show who's who. And then it's also good for networking. You know how many people met each other for the first time because of coming to the meetups, whether it was the Air Force event, whether it was the fucking North Face event or the Air Max event. So yeah, pull up, man. I'll be there more than likely between 4 and 6. That'll be the time I'll be there. I'm gonna have a hat for y'all to sign. You know, same way we did with this. You know what I mean? At Air Max Day. So basically, I left the shoe in there for everybody to sign. Like people even signed the bottom of the sneaker. Like this was just there for memorabilia. Who knows, man? This shit might be in the art exhibit down the line, man. All we doing is adding on to the history, man. Not only are we adding on to the history, we making sure it's not a generational gap between the people that's into what we into. Like you'll see babies out there, you'll see people that's teenagers, and then you see everybody from 20s into their 40s, man. Like that's what it's all about. Right now, we definitely going through a generational gap throughout the culture, and it's due to a lot of reasons, man. But you know, let's try to keep shit alive and keep it on the up and up. I know all of y'all seen that y'all seen the Ant-Man commercial, and y'all also see what Cam did on his show, right? Yo, you already know. At any given moment, Killer just getting his bag, rap his ass off still. But I feel as though that marketing was fire. I'm not a fan of the sneaker, but the marketing is fire. And you know, a lot of people do like the sneaker. For me, I know the sneaker wouldn't look right in my size. I wear size 12, but I'm not a fan of the design either. But I seen people rock them right. But you got to give credit where credit is due, man. The way they did that rollout is dope. It's all about the art of storytelling, and that's something the brands is missing, and that's some shit that we also got to take into consideration when we market ourselves. It's all about the art of storytelling. You got to be able to paint that picture, you know what I mean, and let people know what's what. Yo, just imagine, right? They saying the diamond turf coming back, the first diamond turf. Imagine being able to tell a 93 story, you know what I mean, to get new consumers or to get people to go back to a certain feeling or in a certain place in time to make them want to buy the sneaker. You know, it's a lot of us that's just gonna be like, we already be in that mode, so we gonna cop them, but everybody's not like that. So you need to have a story in place. Yo, come on, we talking about 93, Black Moon, Wu-Tang 36 Chambers, Tribe Called Quest, Snoop Dogg Doggy Style, and mad other albums. So just imagine you got some bread, you went and copped the Diamond Turfs, and the mix of the Diamond Turfs, you got the CD, or you recorded your man, you got a dub from your man, you recorded the tape, and you walk into school with that shit, listening to one of them albums with some brand new kicks on. That shit felt amazing. Amazing. So you know, it's many ways they could play on the art of storytelling, and we could do the same. You know what I mean? And that's what I try to bring to the game with my page, like the art of storytelling at the time with certain sneakers to us outside. Like, for instance, this sneaker right here, niggas from my hood or from my building took some money out the YMCA, right? During income tax time, cut school the next day to go buy these, right? And when they came back the day after they cut, they had these shits on and new guest outfits. That had the hallway talking crazy because they was the only two in it. And then it sparked some shit because the next day or a day or so after, about 4 or 5 girls that was in the same clique came with these shits on, with different fits on, small sizes, looking all cute. Like, yo, it's a lot. You know, the art of storytelling tells a lot with a lot of shit. What the disconnect also stems from is because a lot of the shit that's going on now is not passionate. It's all about a dollar and hype. Like everything is around that. And, you know, that kind of disconnects generations because we don't come from that. You know what I mean? Like my generation, we ain't know nothing about no hype. You know what I mean? Getting money was going outside to get money, and it was just lifestyle. It was about having that new shit on, being outside, and just making your mark out there and making sure that when you make your mark, that shit travel to other neighborhoods and states and cities and all that shit. So, you know what I mean? Your name rung bells. That's what we used to call it back then. Yo, his name ring bells. That's a fact. So you gotta keep that in mind. Like for me, it was more or less like inspiring and motivating to set a trend or to set the bar higher in a trend that was already out. So, for instance, right, when we started getting money and we was doing the polo and hill figure shit, but we wanted to step it up a level and be able to leave school, and you might see some girls that you go to school with and you coming out of Neiman Marcus with a silver bag and you gonna have some shit from Neiman's on in high school the next day. Like that's the type of shit that we talking about. You know what I mean? And it's definitely different bars and everything. Cause think about it. Iceberg history and iceberg jeans was two different bars. So, you know, it was all about elevation. Like, say for instance, if somebody came to school and they had a North Face on the Nupsy with some fucking Guess jeans and some Vast boots, you gonna figure out a way. Like his shit laid right. The pants is laying on the boot the right way. The shirt under the jacket is running concurrent. The whole fit is fire. So you're gonna be like, yeah, he caught that. So during those times when North Face was the most popular shit, so you'd be like, all right, he did the Nupsy. What could I do? All right, fuck it. I'm gonna do the Nupsy vest with the mountain light with the North Face pants. Some shit like that. You know what I mean? Oh, all right, fuck it. I'm gonna get the yellow and black jacket and I'm gonna go get some kicks. So I'm gonna get the black and blue jacket and get the black and blue Air Max sensations. Like it was wild. Like that's the type of shit that we was doing. And it was never no beef or no funny feelings. It'd just be like an unspoken word, but it'd be a head nod like, yeah, you got that off too. And then as time progressing, y'all still just quietly motivating each other to turn shit up. Y'all end up talking, and you know, sometimes that shit forms a bond. That's how we met mad niggas like at the rink. You know, for those that know, in Jersey, Bergenfield skating rink, that shit was big. So you seeing people from New York, different parts of Jersey, some niggas that live close, like it might be somebody from 2 towns over that was getting money, and they was a young crew like we was a young crew. And let's say we have some North Faces on, they might got the same shits in a different color, rocking it with some other shit. But you know what I mean, it's just an unspoken thing. Like we both know, like, oh wow, y'all niggas is getting to it too, and y'all throwing it on. You know what I mean? It'd be a head nod, and then a couple times after seeing them in a few different parties, it turned into a what's up, and then yo, you know what I mean? You might bump into him somewhere else, and then next thing you know, it's just like, yo, you know what I mean? It's a mutual respect through the clothes. Like that's why this shit is deeper than just sneakers. All this shit tying together, the hip hop, the fashion, the kicks, like it's so many different levels that don't get tapped into, that is crazy. And it's because, you know, it's a disconnect. And I get it. A lot of people weren't there. A lot of people were there, but the majority of the people that were there, they don't. they'll chime in and they'll jump on my platform and talk their shit, or they'll send shit. They'll even send me messages like, "Yo, this is what the game been needed. We was missing this element of the history." Because now it's more or less like people want to tell you who made the sneaker, show you the commercial, show you the celebrities in them that they getting the pictures from Getty Images or Facebook or Tumblr or however, which is still fly because a lot of that shit be lost memories. You know what I mean? Shit you might have seen in the magazine you forgot about and it's scanned to the internet now so you can find it. That's dope. But for me, when I was an onlooker and I used to follow these pages and look at these pages, I would see certain shit and I'd be like, I'll read the caption. Like that was my favorite thing to read and see what people put. 9 times out of 10, they just put in, yo, Chris Rock wearing the Grape Fives, but they not gonna go into the science of the Grape Fives or how his outfit looked. You know what I mean? So I would just pay attention to little shit like that. Then I would see certain sneakers and they'd be like, oh, this sneaker had us in a chokehold. And I'd be like, wait a minute, where are they from? Because that sneaker didn't do no numbers. Or they wouldn't know how certain sneakers didn't take off to down the line or how sneakers didn't sell out right away. It's a lot of shit that played into making No Ideas original, which just spawned into Addict for Sneakers. Truthfully, I'm just speaking for the unspoken. You know what I mean? For the things that's semi documented, but we ain't live in front of the camera. We ain't have camera phones. We had disposable cameras. We couldn't afford camcorders. Some people was lucky to have a camcorder and record some things, but we wasn't in front of the camera like generations today was, or we weren't fortunate enough to have computers in our home when computers first came out because they cost too much and all that shit. So I'm just speaking from a point of view of somebody that was there and the other people that was there know what it was. And even if you wasn't fully there with everything, a lot of us was there to know that sneakers didn't sell out right away. Or how if you had 5 pair of sneakers, you was lit. You didn't A lot of people didn't have 10 pair, 15, 20 pair of sneakers like kids today. Shit, kids today might have 30, 40 pair. You know what I mean? We wasn't afforded that luxury during that time, the beginning stages of this shit. And like I said, man, that's just something that I feel was missing from the game. No disrespect to everybody else that run their thing the way they run their thing. Shout out to them. Peace, respect, and all that. But for me, I didn't want to be a carbon copy or just another sneaker page. It was all about standing out, you know what I mean, and paving the way. And truth be told, man, a lot's been happening in the past 2 years, and a lot of good things is came out of the situation, and you know what I mean, and not just thinking of like the achievements within that shit itself, like the achievements for me, like my lifestyle was different. I come from something different. So, you know what I mean? It's pretty much for me turning the negative into a positive. But I ain't about to give y'all no dear speech and no extra shit on that. But yo, every time I sit and look at this shoe, it drives me crazy. It's a 2007 pair, right? This is another element of 1993. We was talking about the Dion's, right? 93 was a strap sneaker era. You had the carnivores, you had the fucking diamond turfs, you had these. This was a game changer. Yo, I trooped in a fucking half of snow and rainstorm to get these in 93. I was in 8th grade. I'll never forget. My father gave me the money. I went to Carlos Sneaker in Paterson, New Jersey, right? Took the bus, went to get these shits. Yo, that's back when niggas was still wearing colored jeans for a little while too. Yo, when I saw these in there, I had to have them. It was game changing though. Like this is the first Jordan we get with strap, a Chanel logo, and then the colors that was in it. Like what? Yo, we need another Aqua 8. I don't understand why last year for the anniversary of this shit. I get why they gave us the playoff, but this is what we need right here. We need an OG version of the Aqua 8. That's what we need. Expeditiously. Yo, and I feel as though like when it come to like Jordan Brand, they need to slow down on the releases like they did the first retro era. Like, stop pumping so many fucking sneakers out back to back in different colors and shit like that. I do see that we getting back in retro bag of other sneakers that was outside of Jordans, which is a good thing. You gotta know your consumer, and I feel as though right now a lot of these brands aren't one with their consumer because they're not paying it. Yo, it's actually easier now to see what's going on. If you follow certain pages and certain platforms or YouTube channel, you'll know what people want and you'll know what people are complaining about. It's just that simple. I'm happy that everybody that wanted the Jordan 17s was able to get them. Yo, the quantity of them shits was low too, man. Low. Yo, I think they only made like 30,000 pair of them shits. Do you know how low that is for a global sneaker? That's why them prices are gonna be what they're gonna be on resale. But maybe that was just a test run to see like who would pay the $300 to get the sneakers. But yo, man, yo, if shit is done properly, people is gonna pay that money. But I just feel as though like when it comes to them corporations, everybody's not worthy of helping launch something, especially if they wasn't there for it and don't have the actual blueprint of the original release to know what was going on. So, I feel as though that's why a lot of shit flopped. They try to put a new twist on it and think it's going to do this. It's like when you look at a lot of shit, it's like, how the fuck does it make it out the boardroom? Oh yeah, Jordan like uh this fucking steak sauce at this steakhouse, so let's make this color Jordan 1. It's like, what? Like everything has a meaning now. Every Jordan 1 color is something out of his life or something that shit is weak, man. All of them shits is not gonna sell. It's terrible. Like, give us more of the shit that we want. It's starting to pick back up though. Like, yo, 2024 is finishing strong, and 2025, it's a lot of shit. Like, for me personally, this is the best era for me with buying sneakers right now. And I'm just saying purchase wise, not the sneakers that's out. It's so easy to get shit that I like under box price or at box price. Look at the color of the month, Air Force Ones. Shits was 150 retail. I have at least 4 pair. I didn't pay over $100 for none of them. Mainly $70 for all of them. You feel me? Like, it's crazy. These shits is still on the market. Like, but that just goes to show you that hype is just killing shit. And then it's just like, you can't panic when shit not selling right away neither, because back in the day, everything didn't sell out right. Coming up during them times, it was no hype sneaker. The most hype sneaker to be is like, yeah, Jordan dropping some new shit. Penny got some new shit. Iverson got a new shoe coming out. But everything was GR. It was general release. It wasn't nothing crazy. You know what I mean? We created the hype around a lot of sneakers. Speaking of which, yo, we created the hype around this. Wasn't no big marketing. The biggest person to wear these shits was Rasheed Wallace, Lynn Bias, people like that. But it wasn't no marketing and backing behind this sneaker. The Air Force One is solely endorsed by the streets. We made it hot, man. Yo, that's the type of bag you gotta get into. You gotta know what to make hot. Air Max 95. Look at how the streets gravitated towards that sneaker. Oh my gosh. Everybody actually. That was one of those. Oh man. Speaking of 95s, I hope they do right for this 30th anniversary. Give us a few good pair with the big bubble, gradient colors, some pairs we haven't seen in a long time. Shit is long overdue. And hopefully, in the mix of all of this, we see some shit that we never seen before that we like. Like, I was shocked to see Ant-Man's Adidas crossover into a lifestyle sneaker. Like, a lot of people was fucking with that sneaker. You got Wale taking pictures in it. You know what I mean? Couple people I know got them. You know what I mean? On the gram, like people is fucking with them. Like, you haven't had that feeling from a sneaker in a long time. Like, even from the LeBrons used to catch on early stages. People was wearing them as a lifestyle sneaker. The KDs, a couple pair of Kyries, all that shit's done up now. Like, if it's not a retro, you hardly see anybody fuck with a basketball sneaker as a lifestyle sneaker, and that's facts.